The 2017 Coca-Cola 600 was one of the most naturally dramatic NASCAR races of the Gen 6 era. Not just because of the race itself, which was plenty dramatic, but also because of the storylines within the context of the season. I would consider this to be one of Kyle Busch's biggest L's. In order to understand the context of this race that made it more significant than you'd think, let's go back to the beginning of the season. Toyota unveiled a new Camry that was so souped up in terms of aerodynamics. This new car was supposed to transcend the Cup Series, but it took a lot of growing pains, especially for Joe Gibbs Racing, to get it figured out. Up to this point, they were winless. Martin Truex Jr., however, a Toyota but with Furniture Racing, had it figured out as he had 2 wins, was second in the point standings, and 5 stage wins. However, Joe Gibbs Racing had been making steady gains, and their first win of the season seemed imminent, as Kyle Busch had led laps in 7 of the first 12 races, and Busch had just won the All-Star race. And the weekend seemed to get off to a good start, with 5 Toyotas qualifying inside the top 8. But oil on the track caused a very odd incident to occur where Brad Keselowski rear-ended Chase Elliott at a much faster speed. And this was looking to be a good night for Toyota. Kyle Busch won Stage 1, Martin Truex Jr. won Stage 2 after a lengthy weather delay, and Denny Hamlin won Stage 3. Surely this is going to be the night where Joe Gibbs Racing gets their first win of the season. With 72 laps to go, Danica Patrick brought out her second caution of the night. This put some crew chiefs at an interesting predicament. Maybe you could stretch the fuel all the way, but it might just be faster if you split the stage in half. Also, if a caution comes out, all that goes right out the window. The broadcast starts talking about it with 42 laps to go.
Me, the question, is there anybody out there that can go those 70 laps on a tank of fuel if we don't get that caution?
Well, we're 43 to go right now. I'm going to say somebody can make it.
I believe somebody could. Because you got to imagine, as soon as they left pit road, they were shutting the engine off. That's going to get them a little bit extra. They continue to do that under caution. If they have to slow down and start shutting the engine off towards the end of this race, somebody's going to take a chance, and I believe somebody will make it.
So with 35 laps to go, Jamie McMurray becomes the first of the leaders to come to pit road. He was in one of the most consistent seasons of his career. Also, note that at this point, the top 3 drivers are all Toyotas. A couple laps later, the leaders, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, and Matt Kenseth, all come to pit road, and Johnson gets the lead with 31 laps to go. Notice how he is 5.3 seconds ahead of Dillon at this time. He is the first of 7 drivers to try to make it on fuel. And with 27 laps to go, the commentators give their predictions.
But I think if anybody's going to try to make it, Ryan Newman.
I think you're right, Mike. I think that's a great guess.
I think the 3.
Troy Logano wasn't trying to save fuel, he was just hoping to catch a caution. But here's Johnson's situation.
Running out at lap 399, so just take it easy.
All the way. And also stay ahead of the 78 and the 18, because those guys have the exact opposite agenda. They're pushing as hard as they can. They got plenty of fuel. They want to push those others and catch them right in those closing laps and either force them to run out of fuel or pass them.
Martin Truex is 9 seconds back.
With Truex and Busch charging, Logano gives up. Castle gets into the wall with 4 laps to go, but a caution does not come out. Austin Dillon is catching Jimmy Johnson, Martin Truex Jr. is catching Austin Dillon and Jimmy Johnson, and Kyle Busch is catching Jimmy Johnson, Austin Dillon, and Martin Truex Jr. Jimmy Johnson already has 2 wins. He's trying to get another for playoff points and to tie Cale Yarborough. Austin Dillon's trying to get his first career win and bring the 3 car back to victory lane since 2000. Martin Truex Jr. is looking for his 3rd win of the season to cement his chance as a title contender. And Kyle Busch is still looking for his first win of the season, as well as Joe Gibbs Racing's first win with the new car. With 2 laps to go, any 4 of them could win. So let's see what happens.
You're running out. Yeah, run out.
He's out. He's out.
We're right around here. We'll give you a little bit of gas.
Austin Dillon, the new leader, as Jimmy Johnson is out of gas.
He's going to make it.
Richard Childress's grandson trying to return the 3 to NASCAR victory lane.
There you go. Nice flag. Go.
The white flag wave, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Tell you what, if he can just make it, if he can make it at turn 3 and 4, he can coast.
Now Kyle Busch just went to the outside of the 78 to take over second place. If he runs out of fuel, he'll be the winner.
That 3's got it made. He's down on the bottom, coming around turns 3 and 4. Here
He's got to get there on fumes. Austin Dillon wins. Richard Childress Racing, Dow and Chevrolet.
He's done it. Austin Dillon has brought the 3-car back to victory lane in his first career win. Kyle Busch, meanwhile, as well. Kyle Busch.
Damn it! You guys deserve better.
Were you surprised that Austin could stretch it on fuel? And then, I mean, what does it mean, do you think, for Austin to get his first win?
I'm not surprised about anything. Congratulations.
This was amidst of a 36-race winless streak, an odd winless streak in the prime of Kyle Busch's career. Joe Gibbs Racing would go the entire first half of the season winless, but Denny Hamlin would win the first race of the second half, and Kyle Busch would finally find victory lane in the 21st race of the season, and he would win 5 times that year. Austin Dillon would go on to make the playoffs but get eliminated in the first round. Since then, he's won 3 times, once at Texas, but twice at Daytona, including a Daytona 500 victory in 2018. Jimmy Johnson would win his final career race the following week at Dover. He would retire tied in wins with his hero. And then there's Martin Truex Jr. Truex dominated the 2017 season with 8 wins, 20 stage wins, 2,253 laps led, and the championship. And Toyota, with their new Camry, would win the Manufacturers' Championship that year. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this race. Do you think it's as interesting as I'm making it out to be? Did you remember it? Am I overhyping the finish and the storylines? Love to hear in the comment section down below. Till then, have a good one and enjoy the rest of your off season.